Welcome back. Welcome back to TOT Hoops. Me and Matt are in the cut today. How we feeling?
Better, because I had to take a week hiatus because my laptop was MIA, out of commission. But we're back. We're better than ever. Cavs fans, we're back. That's how we do it.
People were talking about Matt's lack of having a laptop this week. Everyone who was worried about it, the problems are over. It's been resolved. The Apple Store was great.
Limited warranty came in clutch.
As we all know. But yeah, so today I prepared 3 trades for Matt. As you know, Matt's our resident Cavs fan. We're going to run these trades by him, have him react to them. Maybe we'll build off them a little bit. We'll have an open dialogue about it. See where we get. Cavs fans, stand up.
I'll give a grade.
Yeah, you could give a grade. Cavs fans, stand up. I know you're here. You're in the rafters. You're lurking. Come to the forefront. Enjoy this video. First trade I have prepared for you right here. I'm going to put it up. I got them typed down banners here. We got Andrew Wiggins and a first-round pick for Jared Allen. I'm not even going to speak on it. I'm just going to let you go.
Okay, this one's pretty interesting because Andrew Wiggins isn't a name that people have really talked about going to the Cavs in a while. It was rumored a while ago before the Donovan Mitchell trade, but right now it kind of makes sense. I don't hate this. I like getting picks back because of I know Donovan Mitchell signed for 2 more years, but still the uncertainty is going to be there again in 2 years. We're going to be back doing the same dance we did this early summer with that situation if we don't get better as a team or really compete for titles. And to me, I don't think we can compete with the top end of the Eastern Conference if we run this team back exactly how it is, unless Mobley or Garland takes a leap to where they're closer to Donovan Mitchell's level. So I don't know if we're there yet, but for a win now move, I give it like a C+. But like long term, I think it also helps the defense. It gives you more spacing and allows Evan to be at the 5. The only problem is you would just kind of need a bigger 4, unless you want to let Andrew Wiggins run the 4, but that's too small of a lineup, in my opinion. I like the 2 big look. We just need someone that can space, but go ahead.
You could start Mini Fridge.
No, he's got to go.
No, I'm just kidding. But I basically put this one together, just the rumblings that me and you had earlier this year with looking for a Doe type guy. I think he's an elevated version of that. Is there anything that you would tweak about this personally?
Well, there's still the Isaac Okoro bubble looming. I know he's a restricted free agent and no team has tried to sign him, so he's probably coming back for a cheaper deal than what we would have expected going forward if we had to match it. I was expecting him to get around 6 to 10 million, and I think that's probably what we'll end up signing him for. But him getting involved in a sign and trade, I don't know if that's where your brain went, but me sign and trading him allows for guys like a Sam Merrill or an Amani Bates to get more minutes that they otherwise wouldn't be able to get, because Isaac Okoro is a really good basketball player, but like he's too small to play the 3 and doesn't do enough, in my opinion, to have his role so solidified on this team, if that makes sense.
You're such an ice guy. You'd be okay parting ways?
I would be, just because I think this team needs a shakeup one way or another, and if it has to be him that goes, then it's him that goes. But
really mature of you. And also, Cavs fans, take notes of Matt's light up there, top right. Red Cavs light in full effect. Guys dialed in right now. But yeah, I think ice is not a bad play, and that would also free up some space for you to get rid of Mini Fridge as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, is Andrew Wiggins for Isaac Okoro and Niang possible with a sign and trade?
Money-wise, probably not. I mean, doesn't Wiggins make a couple – does he make a good amount of money?
I think he's on like 38 million. He signed 4 years, 109. So, yeah, him and Jared Allen's contracts would match up. I mean, maybe you'd have to throw in like a Ty Jerome, send him back to the Warriors or something. But, yeah, like that's just a trade to me that makes us kind of moderately better, but it just shakes us up to the point where now we have a wing that can actually guard a Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, or a Jimmy Butler, or a Pascal Siakam. Like that's the kind of guy we need. We just need a real wing. Like Max Strus cannot play the 3 long term for this team.
He is terrible in my opinion. I think if you could somehow finesse the Okoro sign and trade in Niang for him, that would make you instantly, I don't want to say a favorite because the East is so heavy, but like I think that changes everything.
Yeah, I also think it allows for the Cavs to play more with a pacey offense because Atkinson coached Wiggins, like assistant coached Wiggins. Like that's a big thing. And I think that's huge just for development. I think he'll fit the role really well. He can run the floor. And then it also allows guys like Amani Bates and Samuel to get easier looks on offense to where they otherwise would kind of have to run through sets in half court and get spot up threes. But if you're running the break more, one of the most efficient shots in basketball is that first 5 seconds of the shot clock transition three, because guys are just so fucking talented now.
And if you know me, you know I'm a big Amani guy, blah, blah, blah. Second move I got prepared for you here. This is a bit of a heartbreaker move on my end. Or it would be a heartbreaker move if I like this guy. I don't like this guy in his current situation, but I think he has a lot of upside. It'd be Cam Johnson for an Okoro sign and trade, Niang, possibly a first-round pick, anything to balance the bread. Now, again, now that it's been cleared up that you're okay parting with ice, I feel more comfortable with this. I didn't know if I was going to get pushback initially putting ice on the chopping block like that. But I think a little bit of a lesser version, obviously on the defensive end than Wiggins, because Cam Johnson's an absolute cone. But that just, you're starting to get a lot of shooters circulating around that lineup, whether it's Merrill, whether it's Strus, whether it's Cam Johnson. Obviously, your two guards can both shoot the ball. That makes you so much more dynamic having two bigs. So, again, if bread worked out, how do you feel about that one?
I like it a lot. I mean, obviously, Cam Johnson's probably the biggest realistic rumor out there. I want 3-point shooting and I want wings. He fits both of them. I wish the defense was a little bit better, but I just feel like every time someone comes to the Cavs, they play better defensively, no matter if it's Donovan Mitchell, Karis LeVert, even Darius Garland in spurts has played good defense. So, I think Cam Johnson will get a little bit better defensively. And, it's also when you're trying to compete for a title, you're going to be more locked in than what you are on the Nets, no offense.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, he's the definition of a cone. I think he's big enough and can move his feet fast enough. He's prototypical body-wise, like a good NBA defender technically, but he's just missing something that I'm sure he could find with age.
Yeah, defense is 80% effort, 90%. So as long as we can get that, I'm fine with it. Would I enjoy watching Jason Tatum score 30 on him? No. But if he can give me 12 to 15 on threes, I'll take it. That's where I'm at. I need 3-point shooting. I want the spacing because Evan Mobley's been working on the 3 ball, but him and Jared Allen need as much space as they possibly can. And getting a guy that shoots 40%, that's one of the best shooters in the NBA, I'll take it. And he's also a wing. So I'm in for that. Definitely in. Okay. But I would give that one probably a B+ because it also gets Niang out of there, which is my 2023 player comp.
We can have a quick chatter about Niang before I move on to the final trade. I know he is obviously electric, and the game that we went to in person, who did he hit? He trucked somebody in the first quarter.
So funny.
But he called a really quick tee, and it got guys like you fired up, which is, you can't understate that value. He's definitely just an electric guy to have on your team, but he is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the playoffs were a real bad scene, and also a lot of coaching errors in that by playing him for so many games when he just wasn't hitting shots. So that's on JB. But I love Niang, but I also hate Niang. And that's
as a team that's trying to turn into a deep playoff run kind of squat, you're going to want to leave mini fridge out of it. I got one more for you. This one's a little bit out there. I don't know how this would play with your current guard structure, but I'm interested to see, again, you're looking for a shakeup. BI for J.A. Niang, obviously getting mini fridge out of there, and then 2 firsts or maybe a first and 2 seconds, something to even it. I don't know what kind of picks you guys have, but something like that.
Yeah, to me, this is a Twitter trade. This is just name value. Fit-wise, I don't love it. Brandon Ingram's very isolation heavy. A lot of mid-range shots. I'm not really in for that. I'm more of get to the hoop, post up, or shoot threes.
Could he be that, though?
Huh?
Could he be that?
I think he can get to the hoop, but he holds the ball a lot. And my biggest issue with the Cavs is that there were so many seconds going off the shot clock where we weren't actually doing anything. And yes, he can hit tough shots and all of that. It's just a matter of, is it worth it to give up your future and Jared Allen for Brandon Ingram? Does that move the needle that much to me? Maybe. I don't know. To me, this is probably like a B minus, but I don't hate it. It's more of a Twitter trade to me. If that makes sense.
I was more thinking if you could kind of get him, which guys are guys are going to be guys are going to play the way they've always played. If you could kind of get him into a KD Warriors role of sorts, or like a little bit less on ball, and I know he's obviously less effective off the ball, but if he could kind of turn into, with age, the kind of guy that you could dump into him at the end of the shot clock, he could go isolate and get a bucket. But he could also spot up. He could also space the floor. He's tall. He's not particularly strong. He's not a terrible weak side defender. If you could kind of mold him into a different version of what he already is, that's where I think he provides a ton of value, rather than him just insert 2023, 2024 Pelicans BI onto the roster. I don't think that's great, but a version of him I feel like could help.
Yes. Yeah. To me, this is something I just thought of you speaking about that, like him developing a new role. If this trade were to happen, I honestly would heavily consider watching the 2023 Team USA footage, because that's a reduced role. You're playing with some of the best players in the NBA. That is how he would probably be. He would be the third option, which I feel like he probably was around for Team USA in 2023 offensively. Like if you need a bucket, you give it to him kind of guy. And I also just, the only other thing that I think in the positive is he allows you to go and give the ball to someone else that can create for themselves. Like, yes, Darius can do that. Yes, Donovan can do that. But having a guy that's 6'10", lanky, that can get his own shot when the shot clock's running down, you have to give him a 5-second grenade. Like, he can do that, and I think that'd be interesting. I just don't know if it's worth giving up those 2 first-round picks. Well, yes, they're going to be in 5-7 years. I don't know if it's worth it, if that makes sense.
Last thing I'll say to touch on it, like, it's kind of a catch-22 because you want Garland to develop into this score-first guy, and I think he has potential to do that. He's already showing a lot of signs of doing that, and he's done a good job of that in spurts. But if he was more of a pure-ish point guard who could still score, and you have a 1-2 punch of BI and Don, I just think BI takes a lot of pressure off Don and puts a lot of defensive pressure on himself. And that would just be an interesting look, like speaking on just you guys shaking it up.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it at all. The only reason did you make this trade just because the Pelicans are in hunt of a center and Jared Allen?
That is part of it, but I'm also trying to figure out, like, a Wiggins, Cam Johnson, BI are all kind of similar guys-ish.
Yeah, they all do. Like, Brandon Ingram's the hybrid between them, in my opinion. Wiggins is more the defensive-oriented one. Cam Johnson's more offensive, and then Brandon Ingram's just like
he's a sleepy, underrated defender, kind of.
Yeah, and I also think when he doesn't have all that pressure to score, like we saw in the playoffs, Zion's hurt. Everything has to run through BI, and I don't know. He's not that talented to be the number one option by any means. Donovan Mitchell, I think, can be that, but the only other thing is this team's still young, and I want to see Darius and Evan develop more. And so getting a guy like a Brandon Ingram feels like you're really putting all your chips on the table, and I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet when teams are going to regress. So
there's a lot of talks to be had about that, but I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, but that's it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Cavs fans, if you enjoyed this one, leave your thoughts in the comments. And
I mean, look at this guy's light.
Yeah.
Seriously, look at this guy's fucking light. Drop a sub.
Hey, you want the background?
Let me see the background. What do we mean the back? Oh,
we can get the background.
Whoa! Out of the woodwork, we'll just cover up the.
But
yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.